Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ariane and thank you so much for coming back to my art and my videos. And if you're new here, welcome to the art family. I hope you enjoy this video, and for today I have a treat for you because I'm going to be sharing with you the speed paints for the 6th fan art drawing challenge that was really popular on Instagram. By the time you're watching this, probably like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I wanted to participate and hop on the train for this challenge. I thought it was a pretty cool challenge to do, and I wanted to make it a bit interesting. So for each fan art that I drew from the 6 ones, I wanted to do one from anime, one from TV, one from the movies, one from like a mainstream comic, one from a Western cartoon, and finally one from a webtoons comic. Let's hop on right into the speed paint, and I'll just talk about what my thoughts were when I made these drawings while we watch it. Cool. So the first one that I made was an anime fan art, and I wanted to do one of my favorite animes from when I was growing up, which was a long time ago, feels like now, and that is a fan art from Inuyasha, and I'm actually drawing Inuyasha himself. This was an anime that I used to love so much. I still love it, but I used to be a super fan. I was in love with Inuyasha, and I always thought the story was so interesting and intricate, but also funny. And I know there was a lot of action, but there was a lot of drama like behind all of that action, and I always thought it was like I'm watching something complex, even though I was a kid, and it's probably not as complex as I feel it was when I was a kid. But I used to watch it a lot. I used to enjoy the monsters so much, and I used to enjoy the relationship between Inuyasha and his love interest. If you haven't watched it, I definitely recommend it, and I think he turned out pretty great. I wanted to do a male because I always do females, and I'm pretty proud of myself that I drew him, and I think he turned out like a badass, like the badass that he is. Now, I also wanted to do, like I said, a TV fan art, and the show that I've watched not so long ago and that I finished was La Casa de Papel, or I think in English it's called Money Heist. And this is a show that I love. I think this is a recurring theme, but it's also really action based, and it has a lot of drama in the backdrop. And I wanted to draw a character that I absolutely love. She is one of my favorite characters, and if you've watched the last season from the show, you might know why I chose to draw Nairobi. Nairobi is the name of this character, and she is so funny. She is also really smart, and I feel like she brings a spice to the show. Every time she comes into a scene, I'm always enjoying them, and I feel she's just like a powerful, smart woman, like women should be portrayed. And I feel like she, her story is kind of tragic, and you'll know why if you watch the show. But I wanted to do an homage to her, so I drew her, and I'm also happy I got to draw the Dali mask because it's kind of sneakily making a 7th fan art for an artist that I really look up to. Next up is a fan art from a movie, and I was originally going to make Jules from Pulp Fiction, but I wasn't really sure how I was going to draw him, and I felt like I was a bit scared to draw him, so maybe I'll do him in another challenge for fan arts. But anyway, I ended up landing on Akasha from The Queen of the Damned. I know this movie is not loved by many people, and a lot of people think it's a bad movie, but I really enjoyed it when I watched it. I think one of the reasons I liked it the most, it was because of the soundtrack. Mainly, the soundtrack is a killer soundtrack. And if you don't want to watch the movie or you don't like the movie, I definitely recommend for you to just simply listen to the soundtrack because it's so good. Anyway, I wanted to make her because I feel like she hasn't gotten a lot of fan art, at least not drawn fan art, and I think I understand why now. Drawing her was so hard. The costume is very intricate. The crown and the metal bra, it's very hard to draw. It's very symmetrical in some parts, and it has a lot of colors, even though it's not like a super saturated, colorful costume. And it took me the longest time to make, so it was pretty tough, and I tried to simplify her as much as I could. And in the end, I think she turned out so cool that I would love to watch an anime about her, just killing random people and sucking their blood, probably. That would be pretty cool. And yeah, that was her. Now we're going to hop on over to the fan art for a mainstream comic. And for the mainstream comic, I landed on X-Men's Mystique. I have a thing for villains. That's why I drew Akasha as well. And I love Mystique. I've always loved her character. I do feel like she's been done wrong by, I forgot her name. I never remember her name. What's her name? Do you remember her name? The actress?
Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence. I just don't like how she portrays Mystique. Even though I really like how the first actress that portrayed her in the first X-Men movies acts, I have like this tainted memory of the movies and Jennifer Lawrence ruining the character for me. So I decided to draw Mystique like she looks originally in the comics, which I think is also one of the best versions of her. I think her power is one of my favorite powers ever. I would love to be able to turn into different people and have so many like martial abilities and live for a long time and still look really young. And that's why I wanted to draw her. She is so cool. She's the best spy ever, and she deserved a fan art. So that's why I drew her, basically. Then I wanted to make a fan art for a Western cartoon, one that I grew up with as well. And so I decided to draw somebody from the Powerpuff Girls. And I decided to draw Bubbles because Bubbles is the one that I resonate with the most. She is the naive one, the distracted one, but in the end, she is very strong and she's pretty smart, even though people underestimate her. And I always thought that she would look really cute drawn in an anime-ish style. And I know that my style lately has been looking pretty anime-ish. So that's why I decided to draw her. And also because I feel like the Powerpuff Girls was a show that I used to love, because even though it could be really basic at times, it was also kind of creepy at some times with like the villain, him. He was so creepy. He would always give me the creeps with his like soft voice, and then he would like speak really deeply and be very scary for me when I was a kid. So yeah, it just brought me really good memories to draw Bubbles, and I'm really happy that I chose to draw her. And this is how she turned out. Now finally we're doing the last fan art, which is for a webtoon, and the webtoon that I've been enjoying the most lately has been Devil Number 4. I know it's like a really long story and it's sort of slow at times, but I love the Devil Number 4 character. He is just so funny, and I love that he's always fighting against having emotions. But in the end, he realizes he's not as tough as he thought he was. And I love the developing relationship that he has with his love interest. It's a webtoon that I definitely recommend for you guys to read. And I wanted to draw another male too, because I am so like not into drawing guys that I feel like I should definitely practice that more. And one of the things that was surprising to me when I drew him was that I thought that his hair wasn't so complicated, but when I tried to draw it, it was so hard. So I had to really look into the hairstyle and really focus so that it would look somewhat similar. And yeah, that is how he turned out. And those are all the 6 fan arts that I made for this challenge. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video and that it was entertaining for you guys to watch. And if you guys did the 6 fan art challenge, please leave your Instagram handles below so that I can check them out, and definitely give them a like and maybe even comment on some of your posts. I would love to do that. So don't forget to leave that in the comments below. And if you like this video, you know what to do. I'll see you for the next one. Well, this is my outro. Outro. This is my outro, and I'm supposed to tell you to subscribe to my channel, and you can choose to ignore this. Oh, and also you can like and comment and stalk me and support me on Patreon. Yeah, that's all that it says here.